of Peachy. I am so glad that you guys are back for another video. Thank you so much for supporting my channel and for coming back. I appreciate it. Today we are doing a 2-week post-op update. So it has been 2 weeks since my surgery. It is the 12th, so yeah, about 2 weeks. Had my vertical sleeve gastrectomy, VSG, on 4/28. And I wanted to provide an update here on the 2-week benchmark just to kind of say, hey, this is where I'm at. A few things I wanted to cover, such as healing, diet, what I'm doing for exercise. But before we get into all that lovely stuff, I did say in one of my last videos that I wanted to post all the stats at the beginning of the video because I know everybody's always super curious to know how much you've lost and how you're doing. So we'll just cover those real quick. Starting weight at my pre-op diet was 293.6. As of today, the 12th 2-week benchmark, at 266.4. So that is a loss of 27.2. So I'm very excited about that in such a short amount of time. Almost 30 pounds down. Super excited. Certainly not something I could have done using regular diet. I know because I've tried. So let's go ahead and discuss a few things here. First thing is healing. How am I doing on my healing? All of my incisions are healing up nicely. I am noticing that on my left hand side I don't have nearly as much pain. In fact, there's hardly any pain left at all. So I'm not having any more issues moving around, getting in and out of bed, or any issues with pain in my side when I'm coughing, laughing, sneezing, anything like that, which is great. That means good healing's in progress, which has been nice. Haven't had to hold a pillow against my side, so it's been really good. Let me see what else. Incisions are doing good. I guess we could just dive right into exercise and diet and what I'm doing there. So for exercising, I'm still keeping things pretty light because you are still healing and I don't want to push it too far. And my surgeon's recommendation is that you don't push it too far too fast because you are still healing. So I am taking several walks a day. Which is really good. Keep the circulation going, get some exercise in. I've incorporated some very light weightlifting, like 1 to 3 pound weights, just really used for toning. You don't want to use too heavy of a weight that's close to surgery. So I've just been doing that and some stretching, just to keep moving, start building up some tolerance for exercise, and a little bit of strength training, which has been nice. So I'm going to continue to do that, and as more time goes by, definitely look into adding either different types of exercise or more weights, maybe even some yoga in there too to help. So yeah, other than that, the only other thing that I wanted to cover here was the diet, because that has changed a little bit. You do progress through phases after your surgery. So right now I'm on the 2-week phase, which was my next phase. I was previously on a after the liquid diet, it was pretty much like very, very soft food. So things like scrambled eggs, low fat, refried beans, cottage cheese, stuff like that, in very small quantities, talking like 2 to 3 tablespoons. And that, it sounds super small, but man, is it super heavy on your stomach because you're just not used to holding that much food because everything's been liquid so far. So it sounds like a little bit of food, but it leaves you feeling like super stuffed. It really does. But I have transitioned into my 2-week update here on my diet. And now I'll be on this particular phase of the diet, according to my little notebook here, 2 to 7 weeks. And this is where the soft protein is incorporated into your diet. So I'll go ahead and I'll throw up a picture here of my notebook that shows the 2 to 7 week surgery diet plan, and then I'll cover that with you guys. You have to drink at least 64 ounces of sugar-free liquid a day, which can be kind of tough to do, to be quite honest. As much as I love like water and the sugar-free liquids, between the meals and the vitamins, it's a lot to try to get down throughout the day. Like it takes me all day to try to get everything incorporated in, and sometimes I feel like I don't reach what I need to. So it's a lot of work, but you definitely want to stay hydrated. You don't want to put yourself in a situation where you're not getting enough fluid. Now, with this particular phase in the diet, it is recommended that you avoid drinking 30 minutes before meals and after meals, and you don't drink with a meal. And that's done for a few reasons. For one, you don't want to instigate dumping syndrome, which is terrible if you've ever had it. You can actually get dumping syndrome without weight loss surgery. I know that sounds crazy, but it really just depends on when you're eating and drinking, what you're eating and what you're drinking. But after surgery, you don't want to drink 30 minutes before or after a meal and then during. And that's so that the protein in the food can sit in your stomach comfortably. It's not being flushed out, and you can absorb some nutrients from that. Now, under protein supplement, it does state here, once 3 ounces of solid proteins are tolerated all 3 meals, you can discontinue your protein drink. Now, for me, right now, I'm between 1.5 and 2 ounces, so I'm still substituting with a protein drink, 1 to 2 a day, depending on how much food I can get in. Now for meals, it's saying here mainly poultry and fish, so that's what I've been concentrating on. So the rule of thumb here is that you want the meat to be moist and tender. You don't want dry meat. So I have found some pretty interesting recipes online that show you how to take things like a boiled chicken breast or some tuna fish, and then using a small processor, you can incorporate maybe a tablespoon or two of things like fat-free mayo or fat-free Greek yogurt in there to really soften it up. And then you can basically separate that out into little portion cups, about 3 to 4 tablespoons per meal. You definitely want to chew slowly and make sure that you're not like rushing through your meal. Now, I have made the mistake just in not paying attention, not because I was feeling hungry, just in not paying attention and just being kind of used to just eating a certain way, to just, take a bite and you chew it for a little bit and then you want to take another bite and you just keep eating. But you really have to slow down because you do get a lot of pressure in your chest. You get hiccups, your nose runs, just feeling overly full when you are eating too fast. So definitely go slow, take your time when you're eating your meals. Now, something that we've had to incorporate here, and this is under the multivitamins and calcium section, is you want to continue taking 2 multivitamins a day, and then I also have to take calcium citrate 2 to 3 times a day. And you have to take those at separate times because you don't want them to interact with each other, because the calcium and the iron and the multivitamin really can't be absorbed at the same time. So I have this nifty little vitamin set that I got, like a container set, pill set, and I'll throw up a picture of that here so you guys can see it. And I just have my 2 calcium citrates in at 2 separate times a day, and my 2 multivitamins at 2 separate times a day. And this pack works really well. It's for a week's time frame, so I can just put everything together at the start of the week, and then these individually come out, so you can take one with you if you want. I'll show mine here. So this is mine right here, and this opens up and you can just take your day out, and then you have that to bring with you if you're going somewhere, or just to put on your desk if you're working, or whatever the case may be. Let's go back to the menu here. Now, what I do like about the the menu in this notebook is that it tells you some things that you still want to avoid that you're not ready for, and then also gives you a sample menu. So if you guys see right here, it says foods not to add until 2 months post-op, and that's because these things are very hard to digest on a stomach that's been operated on. And it's just in its nature, it's tough food to digest anyways. So things like steak or dry cuts of meat, raw fruits and vegetables can be hard on the stomach to digest, and so can certain types of carbs. So we're not touching those for 2 months until post-op. The sample menu is really neat. I know it's kind of hard to see with this this background of blue that they put in for how they formatted this, but it lists breakfast, lunch, dinner, what to have between meals. And then what's really cool is this yellow part is your shopping list. So they help you kind of put together what to get at the grocery store, so you're not like reinventing the wheel there. So I think that's really cool. This notebook is beyond helpful. It's been great. I'm so glad that Bariatric Center of Kansas City puts this together for their patients. Ton of information. It's like 60 pages long, 70 pages long, around there. It's amazing, and it has so much information, things that you can research and look up yourself and not have to constantly call the doctor's office and say, hey, what about this, or what's going on with this, or things of that nature. So that's where I'm at on my 2 weeks post-op right now. The only other thing that I wanted to bring up is that I am noticing that I'm getting a lot of headaches and a little sniffly, so I'm not sure if I'm like getting sick or if it's just allergies. My acne is kind of acting up again, and then my iridocyclitis, which is a condition in my eyes, is seeming to like kick up as well. So I'm not sure if maybe I caught something, or I just haven't been feeling super well, or maybe my immune system is just a little compromised right now. But I just haven't been feeling super well, so I might go get that checked out here in a few days if it doesn't clear up. But as of right now, I think that's about it for my 2 weeks post-op update. Again, it's the 12th of May. 2 weeks out. Super excited that I've lost the weight that I've lost so far. I'm definitely looking forward to more progress here in the future. So my next video is going to be at the 3-week post-op mark, so I'm really excited about that, to share that with you guys when I reach there. But as for now, I think that's it. So remember to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications for me. I do appreciate everyone supporting my channel here at Peachy's World. And again, if you have any comments or questions, feel free to leave them below. All right, you guys have a wonderful night.